Hello guys, welcome to yet another video from Atlanta Property Developer Limited. We are in Kitengela, an estate called Happy Gardens. This is an estate that is initiated by Optiven Homes, rather Optiven. They sell land and they always make sure that they've done the infrastructure. So once you buy land from Optiven, I think there's an added advantage in terms of amenities. But now that's where we are, and we intend to finish this project by the end of July. So we are doing the first slab, and then now we can proceed now to the rest. Today we want to share something little. This is something that I've shared in previous videos and on our previous platforms. It is called the beams and blocks. When you want to do a slab, instead of the conventional method, which used to be solid concrete, there is this beams and blocks. So what are the beams and blocks? Maybe for those who maybe they've not seen most of the videos that we have shared. The beams and blocks, this is a technology that is used to eliminate the usage of mortar, the usage of concrete, the usage of steel bar, just to make it affordable and to make it very fast. So what happens in the factory? The beams are pre-stressed, meaning they have tensile forces. They have tensile that are laid in a particular angle, and then now the beam is highly compressed. So you normally have the two beams and then now a hollow block. Also a hollow block is these are the bricks which are hollow, and they are also pre-stressed, meaning that they are highly compressed, so that now they cannot fall, or rather when you step on them they cannot break. That is the beam and block. So they are used to eliminate, or rather you can use them instead of the normal solid slab, whereby you have a lot of those steel bars, and also the amount of concrete that you're going to use. It's too much. So what happens when you used to do a beams and block? First you do the reinforcement. We normally use the flat beams, that is the pre-stressed flat beam. And the reason as to why we use the flat beam, it's because it incorporates together with the typical beam. That it means that your slab is one in all. I mean, it is well joined and well combined. And this is what I want to show when I talk of the typical beam. Now this is the typical beam, which comprises of the steel. This one we have used the 16. What happens? You see the typical the pre-stressed beam. So it is inside this typical beam, meaning when we are pouring the concrete here, now this beam will incorporate with this, because now it will be one in all, and that is the most important thing, so that now you can ensure you are able to know that, or rather you're able to confirm that the beam, or rather the slab, is completely joined together in all areas. Now that's what we do. We incorporate it with the typical beam. We also there are also the T-beams that other people also normally use, which is still the same thing, because they act the same as the flat beam. So you can either decide to use the T-beam, or you can decide to use the flat beam. And also we look at the cost. So the formwork of the beams and blocks, as you can see on the video, or rather on the pictures that are rolling over, we don't do a complete in situ formwork. The only formwork that we do are just for the frames, just to support the beam when we are doing the concrete. Because when you are doing the concrete now, you'll have a lot of movements here with wheelbarrows and other people now moving here and there. That's why now we reinforce it a little bit. It's not that much, just reinforcement to allow, or rather to ensure that there is no warping when we are doing the concrete. We have done the piping for the electrical piping, and that is plumbing. So all the MEPs, mechanical, electrical and plumbing, we have done, and you can see how they are just moving right in place. And after now the piping, we have now the BRC. The BRC is the one that is done now on top of it, whereby now this one will act, or rather it will connect now the beams and blocks and the concrete that is going to be poured on this slab. So those are the most important elements when the slabbing, or rather when you are doing the slabbing, both ground, because also in the on the ground floor we also used the beams and blocks. We did a suspended slab because of two things. One, the depth of the maram, it was too deep, so we ensured that we just did the columns and then now we suspended the slab. And secondly, also the advantage of suspending the slab is now you don't have a you don't have a complete in touch with the ground, so it ensures that now even your ground slab, it's not that wet because it is not attached to the ground. That is another reason as to why we used the suspended slab. So that is all. So what remains here is the pouring of the concrete, which is going to be about 3 inches, not much. If you compare with the traditional slab, a traditional slab would require about maybe like 6 or maybe 7 inches of concrete, whereas this one we are just using 3 inches of concrete. So we are going to do it, and we are going also to mix with the waterproofing to ensure that we don't experience leakage. And also now it depends also with the workmanship and how and the vibration, because even vibrating is very, very important when it comes to working on the on the concrete. So that is all. We are going to do it. We are on a final preparation so that we can be able to cast it tomorrow. Now maybe I can touch on a little bit when it comes to mechanical, electrical and plumbing. You see our electrical plumbing, if maybe you can be able to view it a little bit here. We have used the hollows of the panels because we are building this house with panels. So we are able to use the hollows to do our electrical piping. That means that we have completely done the electrical piping to the most. So what happens now, the next stage will be now doing the wiring, and we are complete with electrical works. The same thing happens now to the plumbing. We normally use those hollows so that now we can be able to complete some of the work, so that now we cut down the cost of labor in those two aspects when it comes to electrical and plumbing. So that is all, guys. We will see you in the next video. Kindly share and subscribe. Thank you very much.